Chris, would you say tonight's one of those games? It's not how, it's how many?
No, for sure. I guess I would first like to say tremendous effort by Seattle U and their program. I tried to get the message across to our team how good of a program they are, what a great job they do. They're physical, they play hard, they play the right way, they're well coached, and that's a team that's won 20 games for multiple seasons in a row. And I expect them to win a lot of games in the WAC. So first off, I would say credit to them. They really punched us in the mouth in the first half. I think up at 15 at one point. But I actually love that happened, as crazy as that sounds, because these are the games that have a chance to really make you better and prove valuable points and lessons through a win. I thought our guys showed tremendous grit and resolve to be down 15, and we were staggered a little bit with their initial kind of push, and Malik and some of the other guys just stayed with it, cut it to 7 at the half, and that felt like a league game, and that is a game that should make us better as we get into league play. So I'm really proud of our team, Malik especially, but from top to bottom, we had a lot of guys contribute and make winning plays.
Sometimes when a coach gets a technical, he kind of wants to get a technical, and sometimes he doesn't. Did you sort of want to get a technical at that point?
Hindsight 2020, probably, yeah. I was more trying to get our team going, and Malik can attest to this. I'm extremely competitive. I didn't think I said anything that warranted a technical, but I respect all the officials, and I kind of backed off after that point. But I got to be a better kind of lesson to these guys. But I just thought in that moment we needed a jump start, and I don't want to get technicals. I don't want our players to get technicals. But sometimes that happens in the heat of a battle.
What would you say the difference was the first 12 minutes to the final 28?
First and foremost, I want to give glory to God. But to answer your question, I think that we didn't come out ready to play. Coaches did a great job having the scout ready, and we didn't listen to it. So I think that we fell asleep a little bit, but we had some times where we dealt with adversity. So I think we did a great job of overcoming that.
One phrase in sports that I think is overused and misused, but I'll use it in this case. Let's see if it's valid. The trap game. I mean, you came off a good win Monday night. You're playing a really good Utah State team at their place on Saturday. Was this a trap game?
I mean, I'll leave that for you to kind of decipher. I was worried about the game for a number of reasons. First one, most importantly, is I know how good Seattle U is. Secondly, we're in the middle of exams. I don't know many teams in the country that play 3 games during an exam week. We just had trouble scheduling and had to take the game. And credit to our administration for allowing us to play the game. But this second one, I was probably more worried about than the other night. We can now kind of catch our breath, let these guys finish their exams up, rest, recover, and get ready for another really good team on Saturday. But I know Malik and the rest of the guys are really chomping at the bit for the opportunity.
Malik and Coach, for those of us who've seen you for the first time this season in person, you've played about a month and a half. How would you rate the first 11 games for the USF Dons?
We had for sure had some ups and downs. We wanted to get back 3 of the games that we lost, obviously, but they're good learning experiences for down the road and down the stretch for when we're going to play teams like Seattle U and Utah. So I think like I said, did a good job of dealing with adversity. So when adversity hits, coaches do a great job of telling us to stay with it and to focus on him because he's our leader, and to play hard and live with the results.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what our record. 8-3, I think.
8-3, and you had a net in the 80s, I think. Or no, much better than that. That
Yeah.
was that
Come
was
on,
St. Mary's.
give,
No,
give
you
us
guys-
our
you guys
respect,
did in the
Steve.
40s.
I'm
Yeah.
joking with
No,
you, but I think we're in the 40s, and relatively high in KenPom, and doing some good work in the metrics, and hopefully some people start to take notice of our program. I think we have a really, really good team. I think we have a team as we continue to get better, and we have 7 new guys who are still learning to play with each other and figure out roles. And this guy, I'm so proud of him because he has just stuck with it. He was not playing many minutes to start the year, and had just kept talking the right way to me, talking the right way to the team, staying in the gym, doing anything and everything to just stay ready. And him and I had kind of had a heart-to-heart before our Vanderbilt game. And next night he performed well at Vanderbilt, he performed well at New Orleans, and he performed well tonight. So I'm proud of him. It speaks to his character. It speaks to the way he's raised and the kind of kid he is. But we have that top to bottom on our roster. We don't have any chemistry or bad attitude issues, and that's why I think we have a chance to be really good.
Last one from me for both you guys. If you were going to say a couple of weeks from now you're starting conference play, the one thing you would like to take that you've done really well for the first 11 games once you go to Pacific to get that first WCC game, and one thing you think you really have to improve between now and then, what would each of those things be?
I think the one thing we want to bottle is, to this point, we've been a top 30 defensive team in the country. We need to continue that. We need to ramp that up. I've been really proud of the guys. We held Seattle U to 35%, 27% from 3, forced them into 16 turnovers. So we're doing a really solid job on that side of the ball. Some stuff we can still get better at, too, which I'm excited about. The thing that I would hope we can make a jump at is just being a little bit more consistent with our approach, not having as many lulls in games that we've had. And when we find that consistency and that kind of lock-in for 40 minutes, I think we're going to be really hard to deal with. But proud of where we're at, but by no means are we satisfied.
I think just like what he said, just working on our transition defense. I know that was a big part at the beginning of the season, and as games go by. So working on that, and then I think one thing we have going for ourselves is how connected we are as a team. So just staying with that is going to take us far. So.
Fair enough.
Alongside Malik, Mike finally broke out tonight. Just what did you see from him?
Yeah, I've been super hard on Mike, and I'm that way with a lot of our guys because we have great relationships off the floor, and they know how much I love them. We have big expectations for every guy in our program. Tonight, that was as well as Mike has been to this point of just kind of playing off 2 feet and getting on balance in the paint, and realizing that he's 6'8", and a lot of times he has smaller guys guarding him. And I thought tonight he did as good of a job as he's done to this point of just kind of understanding that when he got in the paint and gathering himself and being able to shoot over smaller defenders. But he really wants it. I'm happy with him because he's really bought into the team. He's bought into the culture. And I think he's really enjoying the process. But there's a lot more in the tank with Mike. So I'm happy for him because I know he's been pressing a little bit to play well.
Malik, you tied with the game-high 7 rebounds. Just what were you seeing out there on the boards?
I just wanted to do anything possible to get a good team win. So I thought I saw some opportunities to, I should be getting ball in the hole, but I saw some opportunities to crash and get the boards and get another possession for our team.
Steve mentioned a big game on Saturday. You have a chance to get one back from last year in another NBA arena. Just preview that game and what it's looking like internally.
Yeah, I mean, we've played a really tough schedule to this point. I think that's why our net ranking and our KenPom ranking is where it is, because we've challenged ourselves the way that we should if we want to be a postseason team. And we're looking forward to another opportunity to be a neutral game, but we know it's not going to be a neutral game. It's in their state. But we're excited for the challenge. We're excited for the opportunity for our program, for our league, to really compete. And we did not compete the way that Malik wasn't here, but we did not compete the way that we should when we played them last year. They have a new coach who's doing a tremendous job, I'll say. I think they're 10-1, beat Santa Clara tonight, if I'm correct. And Danny Sprinkle, he wins no matter where he's been. So we know that we're going to have to be really dialed in and ready to go on Saturday, but we will be.